varsity volleyball game. Wow, that was a little rough, wasn't it? Today the Volleydogs are facing against Conway, the Wampus Cats. We're excited to see here. Fayetteville did struggle in their last game against Southside. They are 0-1 on the season. Conway a little stronger, 1-1.
Yeah.
Right? Conway though not nearly as tall as Fayetteville. They're more experienced, but the heights are just. I mean, it's
Yeah.
almost. It's crazy how much taller this Fayetteville team is
Mhm.
compared to this Conway team. The tallest person on Conway is the only person above 5'10", who is the 6-foot junior Maddie Tipton. I
Mhm.
would expect her to start, judging by height is a lot in this game, and I would expect to see a lot of offensive play from her.
Yeah.
Now we do need to talk about last game. The freshmen for Fayetteville. They
Yes.
played outstanding last game, really showing up. Even though they're underclassmen, showing that age doesn't make
Mhm.
everything, experience doesn't make everything. They just had so much natural talent. It was really, it was amazing to watch. What do you think brought so much? I guess, how do you think the freshmen played so well into this Fayetteville team?
Well, as you've seen last game, the freshmen were a huge part of this team. They did very well on the digs. They didn't get very many kills, obviously, because of their height, but they contributed a lot to their offense. Defense, not as much as they could have done, I feel like, but still, you gotta give them credit. Freshmen coming up to play on a varsity game, that takes a lot of skill. So I feel like they were very outstanding in their offensive play last game.
Yeah. Also, what was interesting to see was almost the lack of communication between the seniors and juniors, the more experienced players on this Fayetteville side, which we're not used to seeing from
Yeah.
Fayetteville. Fayetteville normally looks like a well-rounded team.
Mhm.
They're really nice in the communication and a lot of small technical mistakes that we're
Mhm.
also not used to seeing from Fayetteville. So we'll have to say, if Fayetteville's improved on that
Yeah.
aspect in this game against Conway. Conway's a tough team. They always have been. They have always been, a tough team for Fayetteville,
Mhm.
and I expect to see a lot. We're about to get into our starting lineups here as well as the national anthem, so we'll be right back after that.
See good shots? Record. Or I'd say record is off.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, let's introduce your starting lineups. Introducing first for Conway. Number 28, Naomi Young. Number 13, Kaylin Neal. Number 11, Anna Collins. Your captain, number 20, Corin Chapin. Number 8, Madison Holloway. Number 21, Maggie Mathis. And the libero, number 2, Caroline Baker. Conway is coached by Laura Crow, assistant coach Chelsea Faison. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's introduce the starting lineup for your Farmington Lady Volleydogs. Fayetteville. Number 10, Lainey Daniels. Number 4, Ariana Walters. Number 19, Kennedy Phelan. Number 8, Rosanna Hicks. Number 3, Madison James. Number 5, Sadie Thompson. And the libero, number 7, and the captain, Grayson Spresser. Farmington is coached by Jessica Phelan, assistant coaches Sarah Kincaid, Amanda Williford, Keely Louise, and Whitney Briner. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I got 3 words for you. Let's play volleyball.
All right, you heard it here first, folks. Let's play volleyball. Fayetteville going into their second game this season. Again, 0-1 after losing a tough match to Southside.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't expect much from that young Southside team. They really showed to impress us. Beating Fayetteville at home, again, is no easy feat. Conway looking to do the same here to Fayetteville. Fayetteville trying to make sure that, you know, they can, I mean, going a season 0-1 is already rough, but 0-2 is even worse, you know, especially in all
Absolutely.
sports. It's hard to make a comeback from that. Your momentum at that point is just kind of, you know, shot. It's hard to keep your mindset, you know, on the bright side. And almost, you know, especially for your fan base, it's hard to, like, you know, support your team when they've lost 2 games in a row. So, you know, bigger Fayetteville student section trying to, you know, rally up the troops this time. I believe what are called the Volley Bros here tonight in their pink tank tops, and they have newspapers, which can only mean one thing. There's going to be a mess pretty soon.
Oh, yeah.
So, Coleman, sorry, I'm your host, Braxton Boleen, with my co-host.
Coleman Sennett.
So, Coleman, what do you expect from this Conway team? You know, we haven't seen that much gameplay from them, but they look pretty strong in the warm-ups.
Yeah, Conway, obviously not a very tall team as compared to Fayetteville, only 1 6-footer. And I don't even believe she is starting right now. She might be, unless I can't see her. But, you know, they looked very, very strong in warm-ups, especially with their serves. So I expect a lot of stuff to come from them from their serving side and their more offensive side.
Yeah, Kennedy Phelan, the 5'7" freshman, is starting again. A nice serve from Phelan there. Conway, the first gameplay we've seen from them in a while. Nice spike over the block there for Fayetteville. Nice setup from Fayetteville, bumps it over, unable to get the spike set up there. Number 20 for a nice little tip over the block to Conway. Couldn't get the dig on. And that was a nice little ball read from, I believe, Conway's player number 11, Collins. A nice solid play there. Knew to read, knew she couldn't, you know, spike it over the double block, so she tipped it over. Nice ball movement. That shows a lot from Conway, especially since we haven't seen much from them. Fayetteville looked a little rattled, but a nice spike there from, again, number 8 for Fayetteville, Rosanna Hicks. She's a stronger offensive player. A nice block there from the shorter Conway team. Solid play here from Conway. We didn't expect this. Conway looking strong on the defensive side, and also, you know, they have a couple tricks up their sleeve. I'm impressed by this. I didn't expect this from Conway. What do you think Conway, you know, has given such of a, what do you think has given Conway such of an edge in this early part of the game?
Well, as you can see, number 11, Anna Collins, on that last point, she read the defense very well. She just barely gave it a tip. I feel like that kind of like gave them a jump start, if you will. With the 2-1 lead already in this game, it's not going to be very hard for Conway to extend this lead, I feel like.
Fayetteville did, get Conway back to their a point
Yes, they did.
1-2 now for Conway. Fayetteville serving, number 20 for Fayetteville. Ashley Ruff, the other freshman for Fayetteville. A nice spike there from
Amazing.
Conway, though. Conway, we're not used to seeing, teams play this fast against Fayetteville.
Yeah.
Fayetteville normally is, they turn on the Jets early and they are able to, almost subdue their opponent, in the very beginning of the sets every time. We're not seeing that, though. Conway actually doing the exact opposite to Fayetteville. Fayetteville not really able to find do anything. They're looking for an answer. Fayetteville trying to set something up there. A nice spike there, goes to the back middle.
Very nice. Dude.
Number 13 for Conway returns that nice spike there. Couldn't get it above the net. That'll be another point for Fayetteville. Now, we talked about this last game, last Thursday. Fayetteville is good at riding teams out in these long volleys. Why do you think Fayetteville's so good at that?
Well, as you can see, Fayetteville in their last game against Southside was not very effective on the communication on the backside. I feel like they fixed that a lot in practice. I feel like Coach Phelan knew what she had to do with this team. I feel like she knew how to help this team communicate more.
Yeah, that's solid. Number 7, I believe, Grayson Spresser, the libero for Fayetteville. Nice spike to Conway with a nice block from Walters and Flanagan from the Fayetteville side. That'll give Fayetteville the lead 4-3 now. Fayetteville scored 3 points in a row. Fayetteville starting to get some momentum. Student section going wild. Spresser with the serve again. Nice soft serve over number 28 for Conway. Nice tap over for Conway. Couldn't quite get it in on the outside, the right side there. That's unfortunate. Nice outplay from Conway.
Yeah.
Just couldn't get the ball placement down. Fayetteville 5-3 now. Fayetteville seems to have rallied behind something here. What do you think it was?
I feel like it was their last loss to Southside. I feel like they came in with a little too much confidence in how they would.
Fayetteville with a nice ball spike there from Walters.
Yeah.
Walters has seemed to calm down on the aggressive side of it. We saw her going for a lot more spikes last season. Seems to be going for more of a technical standpoint,
Yeah.
looking for the better ball placement, and not necessarily harder hits, but just finding the right place for the ball to be at the right time. And it's worked out well for Conway, though. A nice hit there, back right corner with the spike there. 5-4 now. Fayetteville in the lead. Conway will be serving. I believe number 9 will serve for Conway. Bailey Burke will be serving for Conway. So Bailey, a sophomore for, one of the 5 seniors for Conway. 5'5". Not the tallest player, but definitely has the experience to back it up. Nice bump over for Fayetteville. Conway looking to set something up here. A nice false spike there. A nice double block there for Fayetteville. Fayetteville thought they had a point. Little miscommunication there. Walters and Watley both going for the same thing. Couldn't quite, figure out who's going for the ball. Ran into each other there. That's fine. Both wanted the hero play. It happens. Little miscommunication there. We talked about that earlier. Fayetteville's got to figure that out, though, if they want to beat this Conway team who's come out, running for them. They've Fayetteville's not able to really take a break here with Conway playing so fast against them. That said, though, Fayetteville has kept the lead, 6-5. Now, Fayetteville, we saw them last Thursday against Southside. They really were only able to play point for point. They were only able to gain momentum in small bursts,
Yeah.
of like 3 or 4 points, which is still big. Don't get me wrong, but last year Fayetteville was able to trample over their opponents most of the time and gain almost 10 points at a time. Nice point for Fayetteville, a nice spike there. 7-5 now. Why do you think Fayetteville's playing almost this more passive play style than we saw last year?
Well, last year we had not more experienced players, but more experienced players at this level. I feel like they knew how to they knew how to understand situations where they had to get the volleyball over the net. They knew how to get points throughout the game and not just in small bursts, as you were saying.
Conway there with a point. 6-7 now. Fayetteville in the lead. Number 20 for Kanye. Number 20 for Kanye Chaffin will be serving one of the 5 seniors for Conway. A nice spike there from Conway. Nice little return there. 7s now for Conway, tying it up. Chaffin will serve again for Conway. She's done really well so far with that first serve. I'm excited to see what she has to offer for the rest of this game. She is one of the 5 seniors on the team. And I'd expect to see, a 5 senior lineup from Conway at
Yes,
some point,
definitely.
especially playing such a tough team as like Fayetteville. Spresser with a nice save there, showing why she's the libero. Nice spike there from number 6 on Fayetteville's side. Perry Flanagan, nice serve there, or nice spike there, sorry. She is one of the juniors, 5'10", for Fayetteville. That'll give Fayetteville the lead again, 8-7. Fayetteville has had a lead of, I believe, only one at, a max lead of 1. So this is impressive to see from Conway. Not a lot of teams have been able to keep, such a short lead from Fayetteville. Haven't been able to find an answer though since the very beginning to gain a bigger lead, to gain the lead against Fayetteville. That will be, I believe, 4 hits for Conway, or for Fayetteville, so that will give Conway the .8s now for Conway. Number 2 for Conway, Caroline Baker is serving now. She's pretty strong, we've seen her. She is a junior, for 5'5" junior for Conway. A nice serve there, putting Fayetteville in an awkward position. 8-9 now. Conway takes the lead since 3-0, or 3-1, sorry. Fayetteville trying to find, a way to stop Conway. They've scored 2 points in a row now. We've seen that kind of, momentum translate into big leads. Fayetteville with a little miscommunication at the very beginning. They've recovered. They're 9s now. Fayetteville will have the serve. Why do you think Conway's been able to keep this game so close to Fayetteville?
Well, as you can tell, they have a lot more experience on their team. They have more juniors and seniors than Fayetteville does. As you can see, we have about, I believe, only 1 freshman out at the time for Fayetteville, but still, that comes to a point where these juniors and seniors know what to do in these situations.
Fayetteville struggling actually to find an answer against this Conway team. 10-9 now. Conway's kind of find this momentum, this spark inside of them that's been able to keep them, playing point for Fayetteville and keeping this lead, which is impressive. Southside did it, last Thursday, and it worked out well for them. They ended up with the win. It'll be interesting to see if Conway can do the same thing to Fayetteville, or Fayetteville can find an answer to this kind of play style and find some momentum. A nice spike there from Rosanna Hicks, blocked though from Conway. Impressive. Another spike block. Conway showing some nice defense there. Gets it over the block there from Rosanna Hicks, number 28 for Conway, sorry. That'll be, I believe, Townsend with the nice spike there. That's interesting to see. Fayetteville's just kind of struggling right now. 9-11. Conway with the lead. Number 21, Mathis playing, or nice serve there from Mathis. Nice spike over there from number 3 on Fayetteville, James. Nice serve, a nice setup for the freshman there to Hicks, who hits the tap over the double block. Nice spike there, goes out there. Number 11 for Conway, Anna Collins tries to get the spike on Fayetteville for another, for a 3-point lead. Can't get it down. 10-11 now. Fayetteville trying to gain the lead back, or at least tie the game. 10-11 again for Fayetteville. Phelan will be serving now, the 5'7" freshman. Nice serve there from Phelan. Tonier for Conway trying to make the recovery. Nice setup for Conway. Nice spike in the middle of the open court for Conway. Conway just seems to be able to find these open holes.
Yeah.
How do you think they're able to read the court so well?
Well, as you can see, the front 3 are kind of communicating a lot better than the Fayetteville side is. I feel like the middleman is talking to her 2 sides on where to hit it, and she can just barely see those openings and find those openings.
Yeah. Fayetteville, again, trying to find an answer. 11-12. Conway's kept the lead since, I believe, 8-7, right? Nice serve there from Fayetteville. Conway with a nice setup for the spike. Barely can get it over the net, though. Can't set up the spike exactly. Nice point there for Fayetteville. 12s now. Fayetteville trying to gain the lead. Number 20, Ruff, another, again, the freshman, 5'5" here. Showed some great talent last Thursday against Southside. Hoping to see the same from her in this first set. A nice spike there from Conway. They're able to hit it hard enough to get it over the double block, just tip it over them. And Fayetteville not really ready for it. 13-12 now for Conway. Conway not really letting Fayetteville get a lead, which is huge for Conway. Anytime you can keep a Fayetteville team, I guess subdued to the point where they can't gain momentum on you is a huge accomplishment. And we're seeing that here. A nice hit again from Conway, putting it in a bad Fayetteville position for Fayetteville to be able to hit it. And it leads to Fayetteville calling their timeout. Timeouts are really valuable in in volleyball. 14-12 lead. How do you think Conway, I mean, I've asked you this a lot. What do you think Conway, or how do you think Fayetteville can do something different to catch up to this Conway lead and potentially take the lead themselves?
Well, as you can see, earlier in the match, or earlier in the set, Lainey Daniels and Sadie Thompson were a little bit miscommunicating on who got the bump in the middle, and Fayetteville just kind of can't seem to find where the ball is going to go. And Conway has done a great job of doing those hesitations, kind of. So I feel like that's what Fayetteville needs to do, is kind of read Conway's hits better and kind of go off of what they have been doing.
Yeah, I mean, Fayetteville, you know, we talked about this last game. They're normally an adaptive team, so they should be able to, we expect a lot from them. They should be able to do that in our expectations. Nice little setup from Fayetteville. Catching Conway off guard. Conway, though, a nice recovery, getting another point. 3-point lead for Conway now, 12-15. You're reaching the middle of the game now where 3 points lead are, you know, just as valuable as 7-point leads. It's so hard to catch up from these small leads. We've seen it this entire set. Fayetteville's just not been able to catch up against Conway. A nice spike from Fayetteville, though, getting in between the knees of number 28 on Conway. How do you think Fayetteville kind of recovered there? You know, what did they change to make?
Well, obviously you see number 28 from Conway kind of misread where the ball was going to land. Obviously it was coming straight towards her, but she missed it a little bit, and so I feel like that point kind of gave Fayetteville that little burst of energy that they are very good at.
Yeah, Fayetteville, though, I mean, they found an answer for 1 point, but Conway finds another answer for that. Conway seems to be adapting more and subbing more than Fayetteville is, which is interesting because last Thursday we saw Fayetteville subbing in a lot. You know, I guess giving everyone some play time, trying to find a starting 6 or 5 that worked. And it seems like they did towards the end. You know, they started to play better against Southside, and it seems like they're struggling to find that again in this game. 16-13. Conway now in the lead. Nice hit for Conway. Conway trying to set up a spike. Can't really get it. Nice block from Fayetteville. It will get them the point. Lack of communication from Conway. 14-16 now. Fayetteville is still behind 2 points, but they're finding something out now.
And as you can see, two of these Conway defenders barely missed that dig.
Yeah, Fayetteville trying to find an answer. A nice serve there from Fayetteville. A nice strong spike from number 23 on Conway. Nice little tip over from Fayetteville. Gets them the point. Conway unable to set it up. Number 23 getting a little bit too hasty there. Can't set the ball up to get it over the net, and she'll hit it right in the middle. 15-16 now. Fayetteville's kind of found something that's worked for them. Hagenbottom will serve there. Nice setup for a spike there. Walters with a strong spike. It will be on the left side edge. It will count as their point. 16s now. Fayetteville with the serve. Fayetteville finding momentum. So where do you think this, all of a sudden this Fayetteville, you know, they're scoring 3 points off the bat. They've tied the game up now 16-16 now, and they still have their serve. What do you think Fayetteville has done to kind of, I guess, catch this Conway team off guard and score 4 points in a row? 4 points in a row now, sorry.
Well, I feel like this Conway team has gotten a little too comfortable in what they've been doing. They've been trying to do a little bit of too much, and I feel like Coach Phelan has said to these girls, they're kind of explaining them what they're doing, and Fayetteville is reacting very well to what she has said.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised. This Fayetteville team, you know, we expect a lot from them.
Yes, very.
And obviously that timeout from Phelan, you know, we expect a lot. Phelan really uses those timeouts, and we see her teams normally come out playing better because of her timeouts. Conway, though, calling a timeout there, 26 seconds left. Both teams are coming out this, but they'll call it early. 17-16 now. Fayetteville with the serve. Higginbottom with the serve. You know, Fayetteville scored 4 points in a row now against Conway. Conway trying to find an answer. They weren't expected by the sudden burst of momentum against Fayetteville, which is interesting because Fayetteville's really good at doing that. They will all of a sudden just explode on you and get, you know, they'll find a sudden burst of momentum and just turn the tides immediately. 5 points now in a row for Fayetteville. 18-16 now. Fayetteville with the lead. Hadn't had a lead since 7-8 for Fayetteville. Nice serve there from Higginbottom going to the middle of the court. Set up for a spike there. 23 tips it over, but into the block. Conway scrambling. Fayetteville now unable to, set up something they wanted to get. Scrambled there, gets a nice spike, couldn't get the block, and it will go to the left side of the court for Conway. It'll be 18-17 now. Conway down by 1, but they're seeming to find something out. Stopping that Fayetteville momentum is great here for you if you're Conway. You want to score, you want to win this serve just to, fully shut down this momentum, because Fayetteville will play point for point for you no matter what the score is, especially if they're up. Again, what do you think Conway can change here real quick just to gain their lead back?
Well, as you can see, that Conway kind of had that sudden burst of energy there with that point, and I believe it was number 20, Corinne Chaffin, excuse me, and she placed that tip very, very well. She can find the opening, and I feel like that was a very good reaction to this timeout. And as you can see, as Conway gets that out of bounds point there, I feel like it's going to can keep adding on to this lead.
Yeah, Fayetteville, again, they're playing point for point. 19-18 now. Conway with the serve. Nice serve there from Conway. Setting up the spike there. Walters couldn't get a hard spike on it, but gets it over. There's the third hit from Conway. Unable to get the dig there. 20-18 now. Fayetteville finding something that works. A close set here. We're not used to seeing such close sets here in the end game here of sets. Walters will serve now. Walters, a strong offensive player. She is, I believe, a senior, one of the 6 seniors for Fayetteville, number 9. Walter unable to get the setup. Conway will have to hit it 4 times to get it over the net. That is a foul, so it'll be another point for Fayetteville. 21-18, 3-point lead now for Fayetteville. Conway just looks flustered. They weren't expecting, this from Fayetteville. If you're Conway, how are you going to keep your mindset calm and steady, and how are you going to come back from this Fayetteville lead?
Well, they need to realize that Ariana Walters right now, one of their heavy hitters in the front, one of Fayetteville's heavy hitters in the front, is serving right now and is kind of falling to the back. They need to realize that since they don't have her up front, Fayetteville is a little bit weaker on the front side. So I feel like if they can find that they need to find those open spots to hit the ball.
Yeah, Conway did get a point, though. They have the serve. They need to win this serve to continue, build some momentum here. 2-point lead for Fayetteville, 21-19. Conway trying to set something up here, trying to set up a spike. 20 will set it up. A nice spike there from 28. A nice dig, though, from the libero, Grayson Spresser, number 7, who's played the entire set. Nice block there from Fayetteville. It'll be a point for Fayetteville, 22-19. Fayetteville's just figured this out. They figured out when Conway is going to set these spikes, and they figured out where to set up to block them. That's, I believe, 4 blocks in a row for Fayetteville that have led up into points. So 22-19 now, 3-point lead. Phelan with the freshman for Fayetteville will serve. Nice serve from Phelan. Conway trying to set something up again. Nice spike there from 28, but Fayetteville saw it coming again. Another point from Fayetteville. 5 points in a row now off a block. 23-19, 4-point lead for Fayetteville. Fayetteville, Phelan serving. Conway trying to find an answer to this 4-point lead for Fayetteville. Fayetteville needs 2 points. Phelan, though, over-serving, though. Not much of a big deal for them since they do have a 3-point lead and they only need 2 points to lead. So if Fayetteville does play point for point here, they will win this set. Now, Fayetteville, though, did win the set of their last game and ended up losing 3 in a row to Southside. So this is interesting. Fayetteville doesn't want to let that happen again. They want to win this first set because momentum is everything in this game, but you also want to continue that momentum into playing strong in that second set. Fayetteville, a nice tap over, 28 for Conway. Nice setup, a nice spike there. Goes around the block. Rosanna Hicks doesn't need the setup, gets a nice spike there and will hit it out. 24-20 now for Fayetteville. If you're Conway, you can't allow Fayetteville to get another point unless you win this set. What are you changing real quick and with this last timeout to win this set?
Well, Conway has gotten a little too comfortable with this Fayetteville team. They took a pretty, I wouldn't exactly say large lead, but they took about a 3 or 4-point lead in the beginning when it was about 10-14-ish. And then you see this Fayetteville team kind of picking away at them. As you said before, they play point for point.
Do you need me to grab you something?
And as you can see, that this Conway team isn't really letting their guard down now. They've gained about 2 or 3 points right now. from this Fayetteville team making those little mistakes, and especially with blocks. And you got to kind of find those openings there.
Yeah, Fayetteville, again, 24-20, the timeouts ended for Conway. Conway, hopefully they can use that timeout. The first timeout they used, we didn't see them really use it well, I guess. How do I put this? We didn't really see them use their timeout well to their advantage. They weren't able to, make some changes off of it. And Fayetteville kind of just exploded off of the timeout. Once you call a timeout after Fayetteville's gain momentum, Fayettille is able to explode off of that. Now a nice overspike for Espresso, and it actually hit the edge of the line there. 25-20, that will be the first set for Fayetteville. Nice win for Fayetteville. You need to keep up this momentum. We saw it last Thursday where Fayetteville was unable to capitalize on this first set win. We'll see if Fayetteville can do that right after this break.
The Odom Law Firm enjoys a long and proud tradition of serving the Purple Dog Nation. Since 1982, we have concentrated our practice on catastrophic injury and wrongful death. We devote each day to good people and their families dealing with unwanted injury and unexpected tragedy. Our results and reputation for honesty is undisputed, and our willingness to fight for our clients is unmatched. If you or someone you know has been seriously injured, please contact the Odom Law Firm. Let us help. Enjoy the game and go Bulldogs.
Ozarks Go from Ozarks Electric Cooperative is leading the fiber revolution, connecting the divide with high-speed broadband access to close that gap. From cloud to cloud, post to post, from downtown to way out of town, to connect our customers to a world of blazing speed and access to absolutely everywhere. It's our customers connected and energized with Ozarks Go.
Real estate is like football. You want a winning team that knows how to run offense and defense, knows the plays, the competition, how to score, and isn't afraid to get a little dirty. The McNaughton team knows two important things. One, how to help you buy, sell, invest in, and manage real estate. And two, how to cheer on the home team with an awesome tailgate event. For all your real estate needs, visit us at allnwahomes.com. McNaughton, your neighborhood community realtors.
Is your son or daughter learning how to drive? If so, then you know the feeling. Your new driver is out there on roads that are new to them, and the only thing more frightening than that is to think that they might also be on their cell phone. Parents, it's absolutely critical for the safety of our kids and for the public that we eliminate distracted driving. You can do that by enforcing and building good habits now and by following the law that prohibits the use of cell phones by drivers 18 years or younger. If we all work together in that respect, maybe we'll feel a little bit better the next time we hand our kids the keys.
That would come a lot with how they react to this set.
Yeah, Fayetteville, though, did pull out strong in the end. We did see them struggle a little bit in the beginning. They were down 3-0. It'll be interesting to see how Fayetteville, I kind of want to know what Phelan did to, I guess, what did she tell her players in that first timeout that she called that, changed the momentum so much in that game? Because as soon as she called that timeout, Fayetteville kind of turned around and actually played extraordinarily well. They almost played at their best when they played last year,
definitely,
which was a potential, state title team. So, what do you think Conway can change in this second set to, I guess, contest with Fayetteville, especially in the end parts of the game?
I feel like they can change how they react to Fayetteville.
So, Fayetteville, nice strong point for Fayetteville, especially leading off the set. I believe Conway did serve there. So, shutting down Conway when they're serving first, especially Conway, we can already tell, rides momentum really well.
Yes, very.
Unlike Fayetteville, Fayetteville can create momentum off of a spark. Conway needs a little bit of a boost to do that. But once they get momentum, they go off. They score, points in a row. They kind of shut down the Fayetteville team. So, if Conway can build momentum, I'd be impressed to see, how well this Conway team can play.
And here we are, Conway kind of bumping it around. Gets over the net. A little bit of a block up there by Rosanna Hicks. And I believe that point will go to Fayetteville. Right now we have Phelan serving. She's done pretty well in this game. She hasn't been as outstanding yet as last game versus Southside. But here is the serve. Goes over a little bit of a net stuff. That point will go to Conway.
Phelan, though, has played a lot more, I've noticed, of a passive play style.
Yes.
She's played more for her team, whereas last game it seemed like she wanted to make as big of a picture for herself as possible that first game. I've also been impressed with, Hicks. Hicks is, we're used to seeing him as a super aggressive offensive player.
Yeah.
We've seen her step, I guess back a little bit and letting her other teammates, shine forward in that moment. She's still playing aggressive, which is really nice to see from her because she's so good at it. But, there have been moments where we're used to seeing Hicks go up for a spike, and we've seen her actually kind of play passive and wait for that return from Conway. Now, Conway seems to be struggling a lot with technical mistakes in, this set.
Yes.
And why do you think that is? What do you think changed in Conway's, mindset to the point where they're almost overlooking these mistakes that they're making?
Yes, well, I feel like that could be a very, how am I trying to say this? It could be a very, as you said, technical mistakes, the little mistakes, especially when it comes to just under the net, and when it comes to when it comes to you setting your teammates up. And as you can see there, Fayetteville missing the recovery.
Fayetteville, actually, I've been impressed, especially with those last, 8 points of that set that they scored. They scored, I believe, 5 out of the 8 with blocks, which is interesting. We're not used to see that from a Fayetteville team. We're used to seeing them going up for spikes, but they almost let Conway get into this aggressive mindset after they built up a lead against them.
Yes.
And, played off of that, and fed off of that, and learn their play style.
Yes,
and got into this block habit where they would read when Conway players are going for blocks and almost get up in their face and capitalize on that.
And as you can see there, the nice kill by Conway. I believe that was Phelan, could just barely miss the dig.
Yeah, Phelan, impressive freshman. We haven't talked about that enough, especially Ruff. Ruff as well. Both freshmen playing so often in this varsity team, especially in such an experienced varsity team for Fayetteville. 6 seniors is nothing to laugh at. It rarely happens for volleyball teams, so it's interesting to see how much play time these freshmen are getting, especially under the circumstances. You're 0-1. Normally you would see, okay, you got your play time. I was impressed by your work, but let's put in some of the more experienced players now and see how it works. But Phelan has kept them in playing just as much, if not more, as they did in their last game. Now, it's working for them, and I'm impressed to see that. Phelan, even though they lost that first game, Coach Phelan was able to understand that it wasn't necessarily a freshman, or it wasn't necessarily, the young player's fault. They actually played outstanding. And now it's 6-3 for Fayetteville. Fayetteville is playing extremely well. Nice spike there from Conway. It is on the outside edge, and it will be another point for Fayetteville. 7-3 now for Fayetteville, pulling off a little bit more lead. This is a Fayetteville we're used to seeing. They pull off early with the lead, and they tend to keep it.
And this is one of Fayetteville's larger leads of the game. As we see, Grayson Spresser serving it over the net. Couldn't quite get the kill. But here's the tip over by Phelan. And it looks like it was a little bit too much hand over in the net, so that point will go to Conway. 4-7 Volleydogs.
That was nice by Conway. We've seen Fayetteville almost, alpha over teams. Kind of just subdued them to a point where they have to just sit there and defend themselves because Fayetteville's playing so aggressive. Conway, though, striking back with aggressiveness is really impressive to see. They're able to outlast Fayetteville there and just wait for Fayetteville to make a tiny mistake so they can capitalize. Right there, hand over the net call, which it happens. It's very rare. But Conway, playing the long con game against Fayetteville is a dangerous game, but it's impressive to see that they're able to succeed at it, especially right there. 7-5 now for Conway, or for Volleydogs.
The amazing
nice spike there for Fayetteville. I believe that was number 6 for Fayetteville, Flanagan. Flanagan, again, played really strong last season, played really strong in the last Thursday as well. So we expect to see a lot from her, especially, as a former You know, she started last season. I believe she's starting this season. Nice spike there from Conway. You know,
Very nice
Higginbottom unable to get under it. Higginbottom is actually a junior for Fayetteville. We saw her start. We saw her play a lot, you know, last season as well. It was a nice spike though from Conway.
It was.
8-6 now. Conway trying to shorten this Fayetteville lead up a bit. Nice serve there from Conway. Number 20 for Conway serves. Chaffin, nice serve there. Nice spike there from, I believe, Flanagan again. Conway makes the recovery though. Phelan, nice hit there. Nice spike there from Flanagan. 3 nice spikes there from Flanagan. And third time's the charm, you know, as we all like to say, and Flanagan will get the point. 9-6 now for Fayetteville.
And as you can see in that last play, Phelan setting up her teammate Flanagan very, very well on the nice assist.
Yeah, I think Phelan's played outstanding. Ruff's played outstanding. This entire Fayetteville team has, you know, played outstanding, especially adapting these young players that they have on their team. Not necessarily like looking at them as a burden, but actually, you know, looking at them, you know, as an opportunity for them to, I guess, you know, coach up the next leaders of this Fayetteville team. Starting as a freshman is no easy feat. We've talked about it before, and they'll definitely be leaders of future, you know, Fayetteville teams, especially as, you know, these 6 seniors leave at the end of this year. It'll be interesting to see, you know, how much growth these freshmen have, not just from, you know, a physical standpoint, but from a mental standpoint as well. Serve there for number 23 for Fayetteville, Whitney Waitsman. Nice serve from there. Waitsman is also really one of the seniors for Fayetteville. Trying to make the recovery. Waitsman gets the bump, trying to hit it way over. Nice hit there from Higginbottom. Makes a nice recovery from Fayetteville. Conway, little surprised that they were able to do that. Nice hit there from Fayetteville. Nice block from Fayetteville. They'll get them the point. 10-7 now, or 11-7 now. 4-point lead for Fayetteville, one of the biggest leads they've had all game. Now, Conway seemed to have something figured out for a little bit, but now Fayetteville's kind of, you know, they gotten into this groove. They've got this momentum, and Fayetteville's kind of striking back.
Yes, and as you can see back in that last play, Ariel Higginbottom with a very, very nice recovery. You know, it's their 4th hit, and she got it got it way over the net very well.
Yeah, I mean, it was impressive. A nice hard spike from Conway. Conway obviously wasn't ready for it, especially, you know, to make that recovery from, you know, the back ends of the court. Almost hitting the wall there. A nice, you know, nice recovery from Fayetteville right there as well. Conway just taking a nice spot there, and Fayetteville couldn't reach it. So it'll be 11-8 now. What do you think of this Conway team overall? How do you think they're playing against this strong Fayetteville team?
Well, as we've seen except for in the beginning of the first set, that Conway started out very, very strong. And now they're kind of seeming to fall apart a little. You know, we've seen them get very, very comfortable on the the defensive side. And their coach not making many substitutions, it feels like. I know she just shoved 2 players in, but before that, it was a while before she got another players in. So.
Yeah, and it is 12-8 now. So if you were going to call a timeout, especially reaching this middle point of the game, I feel like it would be here now or pretty soon. 13-8 now. Fayetteville with a 5-point lead. Biggest lead any team has had the entire game. Phelan now serving again. Phelan's actually become one of the more comfortable servers for this Fayetteville team we've noticed in this past, especially last game. We saw her serving a lot more than we're used to most players serving. Really, again, we're talking about those leadership roles that we expect these freshman players to become, especially after these seniors, you know, leave at the end of the season. And you know, we're seeing that already with, you know, taking up the responsibility of serving, one of the most important parts of the game. Is really impressive to see, especially putting that much responsibility onto these freshmen. A nice block there from Hicks and number 3 James. Nice block, a nice spike there from Hicks as well. Hicks going for the solo block, can't get it. James, it just goes over James. Feeling with the set to Hicks. Nice little tip over there from Hicks. A nice little tip over there from number 20, Chafin for, you know, Conway. Fayetteville was ready for the block, and unfortunately, Laney Daniels couldn't get the dig onto the ball. Nice ball placement from Conway. We saw that in the first set, the beginning of the first set, and I'm surprised we haven't seen more of that, you know, towards, you know, the second set. A nice 7 here for Fayetteville, well timed. You know, we've seen that Conway's getting just a little bit of momentum, feeling knowing she needs to switch it up to not get too predictable. Conway, I believe, made some switches there as well. Fayetteville will serve rough. Nice serve from her. The libero from Conway. Nice save there. Nice tip there from Fayetteville. Barely gets over the net. Nice spike there from number 6. With Fayetteville, Flanagan. Flanagan's played extremely well, especially in the second set. I believe scoring 6 out of the 15 points that Fayetteville has. 15-10 now. How do you think Flanagan has kind of, spurted this burst of energy into this team, as well as played so well?
I feel like Flanagan has come out very, very aggressive. As you can see, 6 out of their 15 points. That's not easy. I mean, she's played very, very aggressive and very, very well on this front side.
15-11 now. Conway did win their serve. Conway trying to make a little comeback here.
And I believe that's the second net stuff in a row.
Second messed up serve in a row for Conway. It's got to be the mental game. We've talked about it so much. Mental game is huge in volleyball and in every other sport as well. But it's almost it takes a bigger piece of the puzzle away from volleyball or for what your team is doing wrong. Because Conway has just made technical mistake after technical mistake in this game. And it's cost them, a lead, a huge deficit. 17-11 now, a 6-point lead. Fayetteville continues to build the biggest lead we've seen to see either team. We've got that either team has had this game. Another point for Fayetteville, 18-11 now. What do you think Fayetteville has done so far in the set to gain this lead?
Well, obviously they played a lot more aggressively. You've seen a lot better serves, if you will, as you've seen that one by Grayson Spresser. I believe she has made 2 points off of these serves, and just off of misreads by the defense. You've seen Conway miss a lot of digs this game, which have turned into kills for Fayetteville.
Yeah, 19-11 now, 8-point lead for Fayetteville. Conway finally calling a timeout, but I think it's almost a little too late with Fayetteville only needing 6 points left in this set to win it. I feel like if you called this maybe at 15-10, 16-10, you would have been better used, and then you could have called another one, if Conway uses that timeout to score a little bit more points, maybe gets to, 19-14, and then when Fayetteville reaches like 20, 21 points, that's when you call your second timeout.
Yeah.
You get 2 timeouts every set, which, can be used very well. Obviously, both teams have used both the timeouts they have very, well. They've, coached the teams. The teams have changed after the timeout. Espresso will be serving for Fayetteville. 19-11. Not much pressure on Fayetteville here to win this set. Need 6 points to win, and you have an 8-point lead. So it's always nice to have a bigger lead than the points you need to gain, because you can now afford to play not even point for point. You can play 1 point for 2 points and still get this win.
Yeah, and as you see, Fayetteville still serving very aggressively, but as you see on that front side, Ariana Walters and Barry Flanagan coming up strong on the block on the defensive side. So I feel like it's a little burst of energy like that help Fayetteville a lot.
Yeah, Walters, Flanagan, and Hicks have really seemed to figure out this Conway team out, as well as James too, don't get me wrong. They all seem to be able to predict where they're going to spike these balls and have come up with these blocks, and Conway has to adapt to that and almost predict where they're going to block so they can block, spike it around that. And it's really interesting to see because there's been a lot of Fayetteville's points, a lot of blocks this game, which normally from Fayetteville, because they play so aggressive, there's more blocks onto them. But Fayetteville has, just performed block after block on this Conway team. Especially seeing how aggressive Conway played. This is interesting because I don't think anyone expected this from Fayetteville tonight, especially after that, heartbreaking loss against Southside. So for Fayetteville to play this well is impressive for all sides of the party. I'm sure Conway, came in, an 0-1 Fayetteville team is almost unheard of. So the fact that Conway was walking in, talking about that, they must have had some high expectations for their own performance. And, for Fayetteville to play this well with a 9-point lead now is impressive. I believe number 5 for Fayetteville will be Thompson with a serve. Conway trying to make a recovery. Fayetteville needs 4 points. There will be another Fayetteville point. 22-12 now. 10-point lead for Fayetteville. Double digits is never something you want to see. Double-digit lead is never something you want to see unless you're the team winning. You need 3 points if you're Fayetteville. You need 10 points to tie if you're Conway. So at this point, I feel like you want to play your lower string, save energy. Another timeout for Conway. But at this point, I feel like you want to save, your better players. You want to put in some bench to get them some play time to, make them adapt to, the point of, games, especially high-pressure games like these. So if you're Conway, do you agree with that decision? You put in your lower strings here to save up the energy of your higher strings for this next set, or do you keep playing your first strings, your second strings for the last bits of the set?
Well, as you can see, Conway has a very good set of starters, and a 10-point deficit isn't impossible to come back from. Don't get me wrong, it'll be a very, very difficult road to come back in this set, but still, you gotta remember Fayetteville wants it's gonna be who wants this more. It's gonna, and obviously, as we've seen in this set, Fayetteville has wanted it more.
22-12 now. Thompson with the serve. Conway trying to set that spike up. A nice block from Walters and Phelan. We haven't seen Phelan play the front line much, but we saw it right there. She's playing extremely well. Number 11 for Fayetteville. Breathitt with a nice there. A nice dig there for Breathitt as well. Phelan trying to set something up. Walters barely gets it over the net. Conway not really ready for the tip over the net. Conway tries to get up with a dig from number 23, which is Townsend. Unable to get it. 23-12 now for Fayetteville. 11-point lead. You really, if you're Fayetteville, unless something miraculous happens, you've got this set in the back.
Yeah.
So going into this third set, 2 sets up, how do you play this if you're Fayetteville, if you're going into this third set with a likely win here?
If I'm Fayetteville, I keep playing the way I'm playing. Obviously, Fayetteville has played very well in this set. An 11-point lead, which is a lot more than we've seen last game. So, now a 12-point lead. So I feel like if you're Fayetteville, you keep playing the way you've been playing and continue that on into the third set.
So, 12-24 now. Fayetteville with a lead. 12 points. Fayetteville has matched their lead with the amount of points Conway has, which is impressive in any sport, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
So, if you're now Fayetteville, you just need one more point. Again, you're going to this, the end of this set, thinking that you've got this set in the bag. You're kind of saving your energy, almost kind of like relaxing a bit, but you don't want to get too comfortable because we've seen Conway. If they get momentum, they'll strike hard and they'll strike fast. Now, it is interesting, though. Fayetteville has put in Breathitt, who we haven't seen much play time of in the last game or, this game as well. So it's interesting when he puts a player. And I've seen that she's very aware.
Yeah.
She's very aware of what's going on, knowing where to move, where not to move. Especially watching, the starters play, from the bench. She knows their play styles almost as well as they do. So she knows where she needs to be at the right time, which is really interesting to see from the player. So that's another point for Fayetteville. So that'll wrap up the set. 25-14, an 11-point win for the second set for Fayetteville. Conway needs to make some changes fast. Fayetteville, they just need to keep doing what they're doing, let's be honest. So Fayetteville needs one more set to win. Conway needs to make a big comeback if they want to win this set and force it to the extra fifth set that'll only go to 15 points. Let's see if Conway can do it, and let's see if Fayetteville can, keep the lead they have right after this break.
The Odom Law Firm enjoys a long and proud tradition of serving the Purple Dog Nation. Since 1982, we have concentrated our practice on catastrophic injury and wrongful death. The Odom Law Firm enjoys a long and proud tradition of serving the Purple Dog Nation. Since 1982, we have concentrated our practice on catastrophic injury and wrongful death. We devote each day to good people and their families dealing with unwanted injury and unexpected tragedy. Our results and reputation for honesty is undisputed, and our willingness to fight for our clients is unmatched. If you or someone you know has been seriously injured, please contact the Odom Law Firm. Let us help. Enjoy the game and go Bulldogs. The Odom
Ozarks Go from Ozarks Electric Cooperative is leading the fiber revolution, connecting the divide with high-speed broadband access to close that gap. From cloud to cloud, post to post. From downtown to way out of town. To connect our customers to a world of blazing speed and access to absolutely everywhere. It's our customers connected and energized with Ozarks Go.
What's up, Northwest Arkansas? This is Christian with JJ's Grill, asking if you like great food, live music, and having a good time. We have daily specials, Northwest Arkansas's best buffalo wings, free live music, and don't forget, kids eat free every day of the week. Our kitchen is open till midnight, so grab your friends and family, do your mouth a favor, and stop by any of our locations. Football season is here. That means it's flip for your burger time at JJ's Grill. Feeling lucky? Come in during any NFL game, and we'll flip a coin to see if your burger is free or not. We'll see you soon at JJ's Grill.
And we're back going into the third set now. Conway and Fayetteville both getting on the court. Now, Fayetteville performed outstanding last set.
Yes.
They struggled in the first set, and then they brought it back at the end, and they played even better in that second set. Conway seemed to sort of lose it,
Yeah.
mindset-wise, technicality-wise. They've kind of gotten comfortable, I feel like, and slowly just kind of slouched over, and just kind of given up on, the technical ability that we know they have. We've seen it. But they are making so many technical mistakes that you've got to question what happened to their mindset. So, if you're the Conway coach, what are you telling your team to, I guess, get them back into that mindset that they can beat the Fayetteville team?
Well, I feel like this Fayetteville team has kind of gotten into the heads of this Conway team, especially with that last set. So I feel like if I'm the Conway coach, I am telling my players to not think about what could happen if we lose this set. I'm telling them what to do to fix their little mistakes that they've been doing.
And that's huge for Conway getting the first point on Fayetteville. We saw in the very first set that Conway, they scored the first set and they ended up keeping the lead for a while. Fayetteville did the exact same thing in the last set. They kept the lead for a while. Conway kind of tied it up, and then Fayetteville pulled it ahead even more. Conway with a serve now, number 2 for Conway, the libero serving there. A nice tap over from that, nice fake spike from James, and number 15 for Watley going with a nice, tap over there. Feeling with the set over to Watley, nice spike from Watley, goes over the double blocking outside. It'll be another point for Fayetteville. Ones now, 1-1. Fayetteville with a serve. Spresser going back to serve. Fayetteville is, she's a strong all-around player. We've seen her a lot. Strong in the offensive side when she needs to be, but she does specialize in defense. She is the libero for a reason.
Yes.
And actually, Ashley Ruff will be serving for Fayetteville. The 5'5" freshman. I expect a lot from her. We've kind of grown this expectation for these two freshmen on how well they should play because they played so well in the first, the first game and the first 2 sets of this game. So we expect a lot, but Conway actually picking up that second point, keeping the lead against Fayetteville. 2-1 now. What do you think Conway's doing right now that's keeping Fayetteville that day?
Well, I feel like Conway isn't really paying attention to what the last set, what happened in the last set, how Fayetteville played so aggressively, and Fayetteville has kind of let their guard down. We've seen this happen before, especially in the last match versus Southside. Fayetteville won the first set and lost the next 3 sets. So I feel like Conway is paying a little more attention to the smaller mistakes, fixing the smaller mistakes, and realizing that Fayetteville is letting a little bit of their guard down.
Which has got to be a conversation you have with your players as a coach. Yes, as a player, certain things to a degree, but the coach isn't just watching you, she's watching them. As a player, you're really focusing on what you can be doing right. But the coach, knowing, that Fayetteville's made some technical mistakes and been able to recover because Conway hasn't capitalized on them, is, something only a coach can really see. So, with that, Conway, with the technical mistake, hits it over, and Fayetteville will get the point. 3s now, 3-3. Fayetteville with a serve. Number 1 will be Higginbottom serving for Fayetteville. Nice serve from Higginbottom to the middle of the court for Conway. Conway tries to set it up, but Flanagan,
very nice.
Nice spike there, nice read there, realizing that it wasn't going to go just over the net, but she spikes it down anyways, realizing that number 22, Masters on Conway, was waiting for the setup. A nice spike from Flanagan will give the Volleydogs a lead of 4-3. A nice hit there from Conway, but it will give the point to Fayetteville, or to Conway, sorry. 4-4 now, Conway with a serve. Number 13 for Conway will be serving. Kaylin Neal will be serving. We haven't seen a lot of, game time from her, gameplay from her. I'm excited to see what she has to offer. 4-4 now. 2 sets to 0. Fayetteville with the lead. Sets-wise, 4-4 tie ball game. A nice block there from Conway. Walter looking a little bit frustrated, knowing that hasn't happened to her in a while. Now, if you're Fayetteville, Conway's they're coming back right now. You know, it seems that their mindset has completely changed. They're playing a little bit differently than you've seen all game. If you're Fayetteville, what are you going to change real quick? You know, especially as these players being so adaptive as they are. What are you going to change to, I guess, you know, stop this Conway's momentum?
Well, I feel like you're doing what just happened. You're Perry Flanagan with a huge spike for Fayetteville, tying the game 5-5. I feel like it's that kind of momentum that she brought in the last set kind of changed the way the game was for Fayetteville. They kind of had more energy. They had more confidence in themselves versus this Conway team.
A nice point for Fayetteville there. 6-5 now. Fayetteville kind of gaining some momentum. It will be Fayetteville's serve. Lainey Daniels will be serving for Fayetteville. Okay, so Conway looking a little frustrated again. They know when Fayetteville has a lead, it's super hard to get back, you know, against them. A nice read from Conway's number 2, the libero for Conway. Caroline Baker, you know, the junior, 5'5". Nice read there, realizing the ball was going to go over. She did take a chance, though. It was close. You know, the flag refs could, you know, they could take any, you know, depending on the angle, it can look outside, it can look inside. So the player, that's a risky read to make, and it worked out for her. 6-7 now. Conway is in the lead. Will be Conway serve again. Number 20 will be serving for Conway. Corinne Chaffin will be serving now. A nice serve from Chaffin into the middle of the Fayetteville line. Higginbottom with a nice set to Walters. Nice spike there, a hard spike there. Chaffin unable to get to the dig down, and will be another point for Fayetteville. Tying it up at 7-7. Walters being subbed now for number 23 for Fayetteville, Whitney Waitsman. Waitsman will serve now. Waitsman is a strong senior. We've seen her, you know, play really well in the past 4 years she's played. She's only 5'8", which isn't the tallest, but she's, you know, she really does a lot for her height. She's a nice all-around player, such a nice person to have on your team. And a nice spike there from Conway. I don't know what to say because there will be the block from James. Really well played there from, you know, Fayetteville. We've talked about this before. They're able to read Conway like a book now.
They are,
Conway needs to change up their playing style a little bit, play a little bit more passive so Fayetteville can predict, you know, these spikes that you see a lot, because that's how Fayetteville's getting most of their points, just to be bland. Why do you think Conway's still playing this aggressive even though Fayetteville's able to read it so well?
Well, I feel like Conway's still able to read these blocks very well. As you can see, Rosanna Hicks with a little bit of a misread, if you will, hitting it right into the net. But still, you see those two defenders still jumping with her, still sticking with her. And it's kind of like that commitment they need to have to kind of put themselves out there and be more aggressive.
A nice little pass over there from James. Conway trying to set up a spike. Gets over the block, and it will be a Fayetteville point. Higginbottom trying to save it. Can't really get it over the net. 9-8 now for Conway. Conway kind of playing point for point for Fayetteville, which we saw this in the last set. Conway kind of slowly pulled away until Fayetteville called the timeout, you know, made some changes and came back. Nice spike there from Conway. Higginbottom again, can't get the save down there, so Expressor went for it. A nice timeout from Fayetteville, well timed there. 8-10 now if you're Conway, you're winning by 2 points. You got to use this timeout because you know Fayetteville's going to make big changes in this timeout. They always do, and they always have. Conway's going to make a little changes, you know, keep the style of play that they're playing, but expect, you know, the unexpected from Fayetteville because they've been known to pull stuff that teams have not been watching out for at all in the past. So if you're Fayetteville, what are you changing in your lineup right now?
Well, as you can see, Perry Flanagan brought a lot of power for the Bulldogs in that last set and has already brought about 3 points to this set out of their 8. So I feel like, one, that would be a game changer for Fayetteville. But also, Rosanna Hicks is not behind Flanagan. If anything, she is the same. But she also has to realize that she can hit it in different spots. As you can see, Flanagan getting these easy targets because she puts so much power on the ball. But I feel like Rosanna Hicks could really use that kind of reading.
A nice spike there from Conway. We're getting another point. 8-11 now for Conway. It's a huge point for them. I believe that was number 21 for Conway Maggie Mathis. He's been a strong player overall for Conway, you know, one of the more all-around players. He's got 3 playing in the front now for Conway, 1 playing in the middle. A nice serve there from Mathis. Nice in the middle of the Fayetteville lineup. A nice spike there from Phelan. Not a lot of front play from her normally, but a nice spike there. It'll get them a point. 9-11 now. Fayetteville was in the same position in the first set. They came back and won that. Conway trying not to have the same result again. Remember, Conway is on survival mode. If they lose the set, they will lose the game. Conway needs to win 3 in a row to win the game, and at least 2 to force it to the 5th set where it's 1st to 15. A nice setup from Conway. Big spike there. Barely over. No, it did not get over the net. It would have gone over the block if she made it over the net. Nice read there from her. Just couldn't hit it hard enough to get it over.
And as we saw in that last set, it's those little mistakes that Conway made that made Fayetteville play even more aggressive.
Nice serve then from Fayetteville. Phelan with the serve. Nice little tip over there from, can't get a big pressure, nor Lainey Daniels can't get it there. Nice little tip over from Conway, trying to keep this lead as much as possible. 12-10 now for Conway. Shutting down that Fayetteville momentum. Conway now serving number 2, the libero. Caroline Baker, a nice spike there from Conway, seeming to pick up the Jets and turn on those afterburners just to try and, you know, I guess win this game here.
Yeah.
13-10 again. Libero Baker will be serving. Nice spike there, or nice bump there from Spencer, trying to set up for Hicks. Nice spike there from Hicks going to the left side of the court. A big setup there, gets over the block and gets to the back middle of the court. It will be another point for Conway. 14-10 now. Now you gotta wonder if Phelan called that timeout too early, you know, especially with Conway gaining momentum. But Conway's made some big changes to, you know, their play style really fast in that timeout as well.
And we've seen this come from both Fayetteville and Conway, as you can see. Conway coming very aggressive out of the break, and as the last set, you see Fayetteville come out of the break very, very aggressive, and eventually even won that set. So I feel like that's what Conway is kind of doing right now.
Yeah, we saw Conway play like that, you know, in the very beginning of the first set, and it's working out well for them. They've now got a lead of 5 points against Fayetteville, which is rare to see. Fayetteville's normally not like that. Student section not happy about that one, especially the Volley Bros, as they call them, in their pink tank tops. Nice serve there from the libero for, you know, Conway. Trying to get something set up. A nice spike there from number 15. It will be Fayetteville's point. Libero realizing her mistake and not calling it out, realizing that, you know, she could have saved that play if she was paying attention. And it happened, you know. Sometimes, you know, you see a little butterfly and you zone out for a second. But really, I mean, what do you think started that drive for Conway? You know, those, I guess, 6 points in a row that gave them the lead.
Well, those little missed calls that they had in the beginning. As you can tell, they've had a lead for a while now, but they've also followed that up with a lot of aggression. I feel like they want more from their set now than they did the last set.
16-11 now. Conway with a 5-point lead. Number 22, Masters, will be serving for Conway. Nice serve there in the middle of the Fayetteville lineup. Rough with the setup. Phelan with the set to Flanagan, sorry. A nice spike there from Flanagan. 12-16 now. Fayetteville's got some catching up to do there. You're reaching the end of the set. And a potential win for Fayetteville if they can shorten the speed from Conway. Conway, again, is in survival mode right now. If they lose the set, they lose the game. And you don't want to go, you know, home back to Conway after a 3-0 loss. A nice block there from Walters, barely getting it over the net, and it will be another point for Fayetteville. 13-16 now. Fayetteville's kind of, you know, figured something out. What do you think they have against this Conway team all of a sudden?
Well, they have a lot more power in the front than Conway does. They have Walters, they have Flanagan, and that's a lot more power than Conway does on the front side.
Yeah, I completely agree. Pressure now with the serve. Another point for Fayetteville, shortening this Conway lead from 6 to 2. Conway trying to get something set up, can't get the spike, so they bump it over. Phelan with a nice setup to Watley, can't get it over. A nice block from Conway, but it will actually go outside and give the point to Fayetteville. 15-16 now. Conway calls a timeout. Fayetteville all of a sudden found some momentum. Conway's trying to stop it. You know, they know if they let this Fayetteville team continue with this momentum, they will lose this set.
Yes.
If you're Conway, how are you stopping this Fayetteville momentum?
Well, there's not much you can do to stop this Fayetteville momentum right now. As we said before, they have these little bursts of momentum that they use to get their points, and I feel like that's kind of what Fayetteville's on right now. Except if Conway would realize that, if Conway could realize that they could use more blocks up front and try to spot those little areas where Flanagan and Walters are trying to spike the ball, I feel like that would be a huge game changer for them.
Yeah, 15-16 again for Fayetteville. Spresser will serve. Nice serve in the middle of Fayetteville. Nice call from the libero on the Conway side, realizing that it shouldn't be her to get that ball. A nice save there from Watley on the Fayetteville side. There's a nice tip-over for Flanagan. Nice Conway. It will be a point for Fayetteville. I believe it was a 4th hit for Conway. And that'll tie the game up 16-16 now. Fayetteville, again, finding the spark inside somehow. Again, we know that they can generate momentum out of nowhere. And we know that, Conway struggles when that happens. A lot of teams do.
Yeah.
But Conway has to figure something out if they want to stop this Fayetteville team and stay in this game. A nice hit over for Conway. Spresser with a nice save. Phelan setting it up for Watley. For Walters, sorry. A nice spike there from Walters. 17-16 now. You've got 1 point lead now after scoring 7 points in a row if you're Fayetteville. If you're Conway, you still have one more timeout, but you don't want to call it this early since it's still so close. You can still rely on your team to make a play here. Spresser still serving again. They haven't lost a set. They haven't lost a rally in 7 points. Now, if you're Fayetteville, you want to keep up the momentum you have, right? And if you're Conway, you got to change something, whether it's your play style, the people you play, or just your thought process in general, and like where to hit the ball.
Yeah.
Ball placement's everything in this game, and right there, a nice block from Flanagan and Walters. Phelan trying to set up a spike here. Goes to Flanagan, tips it over him. Conway trying to set up the same thing. A nice spike. Phelan will save it. It will be a point to Conway there. Not sure what happened there, but that's the point they needed to stop this Fayetteville rule. 17-17. Now Conway will get the serve after 7 points.
And as you can see, Conway starting making those transitions in and out, getting those fresh spikes in, starting to get more of the seniors in.
Nice little play there from Fayetteville. It will be Conway's point, though. A little outside there. Conway serving again, number 9 for Conway. Bailey Burnt. We've seen her play a little bit in the first set, not much in the second set. Trying to gain the lead for Conway even more than it is. 17-18 now, 1 point lead for Conway. A nice spike there from Watley. A little miscommunication from Conway, but they do recover. Phelan setting up the spike for Walters. A nice spike there. Will be a point for Fayetteville. 18-18 now.
Very nice throw by Ariana Walters.
Now serving number 1, Ariel Higginbottom.
Ariel Higginbottom now serving. Nice serve from Ariel Higginbottom there. Conway trying to set something up here. Nice spike, goes over the double block, and it will be on the very edge. It will be Conway's point. 18-19 now. Conway playing point for point for Fayetteville. Fayettille needs to score 2 points in a row before they can do this. 19-18 now. Number 13, Kaylin Neal will be serving for Conway. Nice serve there. Spresser gets the return. Phelan setting it up for Walters. A nice spike from Walters. Neal saves the ball. Nice spike, a nice setup over there for number 23, Townsend. We'll get the point for Conway. 20-18. Fayetteville will call a timeout. So last time out of the half. If you're Conway, what did you change right there to gain this lead on Fayetteville?
Well, obviously they're starting to find those spikes where Ariana and Walter are hitting it, and as you can see, number 13, Kaylin Neal, found that very, very perfectly in that spike from Ariana Walter. She spotted that perfectly, read it perfectly, and that obviously led to a Conway point.
Yeah, Fayetteville now, 18-20. You're losing by 2. 24 seconds left in this timeout, but Phelan seems like she's done enough for the team for this timeout. Conway still trying to make sure that they've got everything. Coach Pro, making sure that they need this set. They need this or they lose this game. 20-18, Fayetteville has a chance to force this into extra points if need be. But, Conway also doesn't want to let that happen.
Yeah.
Conway's got to keep them in the half. Fayetteville's got to make something out of nowhere right here. 2-point lead for Conway, but you only need 5 points if you're Conway, so it is a bigger lead than you think it is. Nice hit over there from Conway. Spresser making the save. Phelan moving it over to Flanagan. A nice strike from Flanagan. 19-20 now. Fayetteville will get the serve, and they need to win the serve to tie this game up.
And you see that power coming from Flanagan, and right now they're trying to get her out because they want her to come in fresh at the very end. But still, you see that power coming from Flanagan, finding those open spots, and I believe that's her about 5th or 6th point in this set right now.
19-20 now. Lainey Daniels will hit the serve. It was out. It will be a Conway serve. Nice communication there from Conway. I know if I personally was in that position, I probably would have hit it. So the communication there from Conway is very nice. 2-point lead for Conway, 21-19. Fayetteville needs to make something happen in this short amount of time if they want to get this third set win and go home. Phelan with the set over to Walters. A nice spike there from Walters, but it will be in the block, and it will actually go just over the block, and it will be another point for Fayetteville. 20-21 now with Fayetteville. Walters being subbed out as well as Spresser. Spresser's played a lot this game.
Back serving number 23.
Number 23 for Fayetteville. Whitney Waitsman will be serving, one of the teammates for Fayetteville. You've still got, one of your freshmen in, Lainey Daniels in there as well, Hicks and James as well. You've also got Higginbottom, a strong lineup for this end of the game. Right here, 20-21, you're trying to win this point. Nice block for Fayetteville. Conway trying to play around it, hits it out. 21-21 now, Fayetteville serves still. Fayetteville has tied this game up. They need this point to play point for point and force it into extra points eventually. Conway trying to stop this Fayetteville momentum before it gets too big to stop. Nice serve there from Fayetteville. Conway with the spike, no good. Nice spike there from Rosanna Hicks. It will go out. It'll be 22-21 now for Fayetteville. Fayetteville sparked momentum out of nowhere. And it will be the last timeout from Conway. Well used there, 22-21. You don't want Fayetteville to get much momentum, but you've got to make changes here if you're Conway.
And as you can see, a very much needed sudden burst from Fayetteville. And Rosanna Hicks coming up big right there with those last 2 points. And Fayetteville has relied a lot on their bigs right now, a lot on the middleman. So I feel like if they can keep focusing on that, but Conway is also reading that very well, a lot better than the last set. So I feel like if Fayetteville can keep that up and kind of overpower Conway, that's when I feel like Fayetteville can really take this game over.
Yeah, 22-21, Fayetteville still got the lead. Conway trying to make a change after Fayetteville's bursted momentum out of nowhere. Fayetteville trying to keep the lead they have to force this game over in 3 sets. Conway doesn't want to go home 3-0. We'll have number 23 for Fayetteville, Whitney Waitsman serving now. Waitsman trying to lead her team to the end of the game. Nice serve there from Fayetteville. Trying to set something up for Conway. Nice spike there. Higginbottom with the save. Hicks with a nice spike over. Can't get it over the net. 22-22 now. Conway will get the serve. That's been their plan all along. Get the serve. They know they can win on the serve. Subs in now, right? Subs in now. Number 21, Mathis will be serving for Conway. One of the strongest servers for Conway. What do you think she needs to do if she wants to lead her team to this win of this set?
Well, obviously being one of the more experienced players on her team, Maggie Mathis, obviously a very good read back there, very good communication between teammates. I feel like if she can keep communicating like this, I feel like it will come out in a positive way for Conway.
Nice spike for Mathis, or nice serve from Mathis. Fayetteville trying to set something up here. Spresser with a soft hit over. Mathis with recovery, trying to set something up there for Conway. Tips it over. Nice save from Hicks. Conway has time to set something up here. Nice spike there. Gets it over the block, and it will be another point for Conway. 24-22. Fayetteville needs to make something happen to force it in extra points. Conway with momentum. Spresser here. Daniels, Higginbottom, Hicks, James, and Phelan are all in. You've got to play passive here just to, force Conway to make a mistake. Phelan with a nice save, but they can't get it. It will be a 25-22 win for Conway. That's impressive. Conway struggled his entire time, and Fayetteville needs to now make changes. We'll go into a 4 set here, 2-1 for Fayetteville right after this break.
Is your son or daughter learning how to drive? If so, then you know the feeling. Your new driver is out there on roads that are new to them, and the only thing more frightening than that is to think that they might also be on their cell phone. Parents, it's absolutely critical for the safety of our kids and for the public that we eliminate distracted driving. You can do that by enforcing and building good habits now and by following the law that prohibits the use of cell phones by drivers 18 years or younger. If we all work together in that respect, maybe we'll feel a little bit better the next time we hand our kids the keys. Is your son or daughter
Real estate is like football. You want a winning team that knows how to run offense and defense, knows the plays, the competition, how to score, and isn't afraid to get a little dirty. The McNaughton team knows two important things. One, how to help you buy, sell, invest in, and manage real estate. And two, how to cheer on the home team with an awesome tailgate event. For all your real estate needs, visit us at allnwahomes.com. McNaughton, your neighborhood community realtors.
Ozarks Go from Ozarks Electric Cooperative is leading the fiber revolution, connecting the divide with high-speed broadband access to close that gap. From cloud to cloud, post to post, from downtown to way out of town, to connect our customers to a world of blazing speed and access to absolutely everywhere. It's our customers connected and energized with Ozarks Go.
The Odom Law Firm enjoys a long and proud tradition of serving the Purple Dog Nation. Since 1982, we have concentrated our practice on catastrophic injury and wrongful death. We devote each day to good people and their families dealing with unwanted injury and unexpected tragedy. Our results and reputation for honesty is undisputed, and our willingness to fight for our clients is unmatched. If you or someone you know has been seriously injured, please contact the Odom Law Firm. Let us help. Enjoy the game and go Bulldogs. The Odom Law Firm enjoys a long
third set, which is heartbreaking if you're Fayetteville. You wanted that 3-0 victory. Fayetteville, though, trying to, they need him in this. You don't want to go to 5 sets if you're Fayetteville.
You really don't.
Giving up 2 sets in a row if you're Fayetteville after winning 2 in a row is not something you want to do.
And Fayetteville, that was a pretty close set if you ask me. 22-25. Fayetteville obviously really wanted that one, but just came up short. And I think if you're Fayetteville, you need to really try to change this game by those little sudden bursts. But I feel like they could have done a lot better with those silly mistakes, like hitting it into the net a lot on their spikes.
Yeah, Fayetteville also has a lot of room for improvement. Conway as well. Conway did turn up, impressively.
Yes, they did.
In that third set, actually, subduing Fayetteville instead of the opposite around. What do you think of this Conway team so far?
Conway coming up very, very impressive in the last set. Obviously, the third set is kind of what changes the mood for this game. Obviously, you've seen Conway come up very, very clutch, if you will, in the end of that set.
That was interesting. We don't see that from. I have not seen that from Conway at all this game. Really big miscommunication. There 3 people going for the ball at the same time, and it wasn't even moving that fast. Phelan will be serving the freshman for Fayetteville. Nice serve from Phelan here. Goes over the net in the middle of Conway. Conway trying to set something out. Can't get the spike. Too low of a set. Going for the Phelan, setting it out for Hicks. Nice spike there from Hicks. It will be Fayetteville's point. Fayetteville coming out with the afterburners on 3-0. They want to go home. They want to go home tonight. 2-1 set now. Right now, if you're Conway, you still need to be on survival mode. Yes, you won that third set, but you still, if you lose this set, you do lose the game.
Yeah. So Conway, obviously, right now they're down 3-0. So they need to find a way to kind of come back. Obviously, as you've seen Rosanna Hicks in that last sequence get the kill. And as you see there, a little bit of miscommunication, just coming up short of the dig.
Yeah, Fayetteville performing strong in this very beginning. 3-1 now. Conway trying to find an answer. With only 1 point at the very beginning, you did this to Fayetteville last round, you won that set.
Yeah.
Right? You know what this means. The very beginning of the game is really important. Hicks, with a slight miss hit right there, goes to the right of the court. 3-2 now. Conway needs to capitalize on the serve. Fayetteville trying to make a recovery here. They cannot let Conway gain momentum. They saw what happened if they did last set. Nice spike there from Watley. Can't get it over. set over there from number 28 on Conway. Nice hit there from it. The libero on Conway, sorry. Nice hit there from Conway. Oh, a little miscommunication there on the Fayetteville side. Feeling getting in the way of Watley. It's okay, it does happen. Both balls, ball was coming to the ground. You needed to save that point. Unfortunately, both of them got there at the same time, so neither of them could hit it over. 3-3 now, Conway with the serve. Conway seems to be gaining a little bit more momentum with the number 2, the libero Baker serving now. James, a little bit of a miss it, can't hit it again. Another nice point for Conway. Conway slowly getting a lead. They were down 3-0, they're now up 4-3. Conway still serving. Baker, a nice serve to the right of the court. Nice spike there from Hicks. Cannot get the save. That will be a point for Fayetteville. 4-4 now. Fayetteville with the serve. Subs coming in. Ruff and Flanagan will be subbing in for Laney Daniels and Rosanna Hicks.
And it was a very, very nice kill by Rosanna Hicks in that last play.
Ruff now serving. Ruff and Phelan have been, some of the more stronger servers on this Fayetteville team. Especially as freshmen, we've talked about them enough. They're impressive, and we get that. Nice serve there from Ruff. It will be out, though, just on the left side of the court. 4-5 now from Conway. That's not what you wanted if you're Fayetteville. You wanted to gain a little bit of momentum there, gain a little bit of a lead if possible. And, hitting it out right there is just not something you want to do. Conway now, number 22. Masters will be serving for Conway. 4-5 lead for Conway. Nice set there from Ruff. James unable to set something up with it. A nice spike there from Watley. 5-5 now. Fayetteville will get the serve. Now, this is interesting. Both teams are playing equal to each other. Both little technical mistakes, both little communication mistakes. What do you think either team has to do to get an edge?
Well, I feel like a lot of it has to do with timing these spikes. As you've seen in the last set, there was a lot of spikes where the ball just went straight into the net. So I feel like if they could fix that, if they could time these spikes a little better, I feel like that would be a huge game changer for the Volleydogs.
Yeah. Fayetteville, again, they're playing well, but Conway's also playing just as equal as them. 6-5 lead for Conway. Number 9, I believe, will be serving for Conway here. Conway's trying to figure something out to get an edge on Fayetteville. Fayetteville's trying to figure something out to get an edge on Conway. Really, I feel like it's balancing the amount of aggressiveness you play and the amount of passive you play.
Yeah.
If you're getting this lead, you want to play aggressive to gain that lead and build your momentum. But if you know that you can't make that hit, play a little bit more passive. You can sacrifice a bump over to get set up for, the next little rally and get that hit that you need for the point.
Yeah, and it's been a little bit of this back and forth stuff in this game, as you can see. Conway getting this last point, but the Volleydogs responding very quickly with the serve. So I feel like it's been a lot of back and forth on these little short bursts that both these teams have.
Nice hit there for number 1, Higginbottom. Nice hit there for Flanagan. That will be a point for Fayetteville. 7-7 now for Fayetteville. Now, if you're Fayetteville, you need to win this 4th set to win this game. You kind of want to go home. You got some homework to do. You got boys to talk to. You know what I'm saying? Conway also, you don't want to go home, with a 3-1 loss. You want to, at least make it as close as possible with 3-2, or win it, make this comeback of 3-2. Yeah. Conway with a nice bump over, acting that passive. Nice spike there for Walters. It will get over the block though. Nice recovery from Conway. Nice spike there from Conway. Can't really get it over the net. Gets out over the double block though. Conway scrambling here. A little miscommunication for the libero and number 9. That will be Fayetteville's point. 8-7 now. First time Fayetteville's taking the lead since 3-0. Now, if you're Conway, we've seen it, multiple times in this set alone at the very beginning. Your communication's going out the window at this point.
Yeah.
How are you going to recover that?
Well, as you can see in a lot of that last sequence, there was a lot of miscommunication of who was going to get the who was going to get the ball. So I feel like if you're Conway, and you need to fix that communication, but you also need to realize that there are other people around you to help you out, and you have help on your backside.
Yeah, 8-8 now for Fayetteville. Conway did serve this. Phelan sets it up for Walters. Nice hit over for Walters. Conway recovers. Nice recovery from the Spresser there. Phelan setting up for Flanagan. Nice hit over from Flanagan. Goes to the right side. It will be for Fayetteville. For Conway, actually. Student section not happy. A little slow on the ref call right there for the point. Student section not happening at all. Chanting, not the nicest things as a family show. We should let them know. 9-8 now. Conway in the lead. Nice recovery there from Ruff. Phelan setting it up for Walters. A big spike there. We'll get a 9-9 point. That's exactly how you should play aggressive right there. That was textbook. Right?
Yeah, and and as you see, that was an amazing assist by Phelan. And Walters
now, if you're Fayetteville, currently, you're 9-9, but you can't seem to get above Conway. You know, you're still playing point for point. You do have the serve here, but you need to win this point, you know, to at least gain a little bit of momentum.
Yeah.
If you're Fayetteville, how are you going to do that?
Well, I feel like that comes off with a lot of the serving action. And as you see right there, it's the communication that, as you can hear, a lot of them are yelling out. So I feel like that kind of communication, that letting your teammates know kind of what to do would change this game.
Nice hit there for Daniels with the serve. Conway missed the read on the ball. It will be 11-9 now. Volleydogs with the lead here. This is huge if you're Fayetteville, capitalizing on these mistakes that Conway's making. Daniels will serve again here. Conway looks a little bit frustrated.
Yeah, a lot of confusion going on with that last play. Just a little bit too slow to spot where the ball was going to go. And as you can see, the amazing spike by Ariana Walters as he hits it right into the throat of this Conway team.
Fayetteville now, 12-9 lead, 3 points. 3 points is a lot. You know, we saw that. We've seen both teams struggle to, you know, catch up on these that are above 3 points. Conway did it at the very beginning when they're up 3-0 with that burst of momentum. But Fayetteville, you know, kind of played better. Hicks with a nice recovery there. Phelan with a nice hit over. Conway's now scrambling, trying to get something set up. Goes through the block and then we go to the back right side of the court. It will be 12-10 now. Conway will get the serve here. That was really impressive play from Conway and an impressive play from Fayetteville. Fayetteville did scramble a little bit to make the recovery. And then Conway, you know, scrambled a little bit, not expecting Fayetteville to make that recovery. And then, you know, had a nice spike over, getting them that point.
Yeah, some very nice reads coming from the Fayetteville team.
Fayetteville trying to make something happen. Walters hits it a little bit too hard into the net. Fayetteville tries to make the recovery. It's no good, though, because they have hit the net already. Number 20 for Conway. Chaffin will be serving now. Daniels with a nice recovery. Phelan sending it up for Hicks. Hicks hits it into the demo block, but it will hit it hard enough that it will stay on their side and she'll get the point. 13-11 now for Fayetteville. Fayetteville will be serving. Number 23 will be serving. Whitney Waitsman will be serving.
And Waitsman coming in with a lot of serves in this game, coming very well with her serves, and a lot of communication coming from her.
Nice recovery there for Conway. That will be 13-12 now. Conway seems a little bit flustered, even though they kept this game so close. Why do you think that is?
Well, as you saw in the last set too, Conway wasn't really going to let this game get away from them. It was close pretty much the entire past 2 sets, but I feel like they just don't want to give it up right now.
Phelan tries to make a recovery there after the ball hit the net, but he won't be able to go over. 13-13 now. Conway's made a comeback. Number 21 for Kanye, Mathis, will be serving for Conway now. Nice hit over to the middle of Fayetteville. Phelan with the recovery. Nice spike there for Hicks. Gets another point. 14-13 now for Fayetteville. Fayetteville just trying to keep a lead, hopefully getting it above 2 points so that if they keep playing point for point, they won't have to go to extra points in the future. Phelan now will be serving for Fayetteville. Now, Phelan, you know, we've talked about it. She's strong. She's consistent while serving.
Yes.
Which is always something you want to have. Phelan will be serving here. Probably nice serve there in the middle of Conway. No, Mathis hits it to Fayetteville. A nice recovery from Fayetteville. Tried it. James went for the block. Couldn't get it. Nice hit there for Watley. Nice spike there for her. 15-13 now. Fayetteville's getting a 2-point lead. Trying to go for another one. Trying to build this momentum to where it's almost, you know, it's super hard to stop Fayetteville when they're on momentum. Conway's experienced this, you know, the first 2 sets. Fayetteville gained momentum and Conway couldn't do anything about it. They had to use 2 of their timeouts last set just to stop Fayetteville.
Yeah.
Nice recovery from Conway, though. It will be Fayetteville's point, a foul on to Conway. 16-13 now for Fayetteville.
And these are these runs that we've seen Fayetteville go on, these little bursts of energy that these girls are going on right now.
Phelan serving again. Nice serve for Phelan. Conway trying to set something up here. A nice spike over, goes over the block. Daniels makes the recovery. Phelan trying to hit it back to her team. They need to bump it over here without hitting the roof. Splesser makes that play. Nice setup for Conway there. Trying to, Splesser hits it up, straightening up a spike. Hits with a strong spike. It will be in the back left corner, but it will go out. It will be Conway's point. 16-14 now. Conway trying to make a comeback here. 2-point deficit. Now, if you're Conway, right, you're down 2 points. How are you going to continue the momentum that Fayetteville's just given you here to catch up?
Well, this is the way it's kind of been in this match. You've seen kind of Fayetteville gain a lead, and then Conway will kind of work their way back. It's kind of been that way this entire set. So I feel like if Conway can kind of get on their little comeback, and if they can keep adding on to that instead of just kind of pushing on the brakes.
Yeah, and Fayetteville calling a timeout there, realizing that Conway is gaining momentum and they need to make some changes. Coach Phelan, she's good at reading the situation, knows when to make some changes. And I believe in the student section there's a massive unicorn head going on the heads of some students. I'm pretty sure the Volley Bros, as they call them, brought that as well. It seems that, as well as the Volley Bros and their pink tank tops, also went for the American theme tonight. Which is awesome. We love to see such support from our students, especially some of the guys. A lot of guys think that volleyball is a girls' sport, and it's great to see such support from all these guys.
Yeah.
Which they are on the big screen as we talk about it. Doing some poses for us. Fayetteville will come out of the lineup early as usual. Conway making a slower start to it. Fayetteville did call a timeout, so it's interesting to see every time Fayetteville calls a timeout, they're out first. It's almost like they don't need the 60 seconds to make the changes.
Yeah, I feel like Coach Phelan really says what she needs to say and then kind of gets her point across very quickly.
Now, the lineup for the Volleydogs right now is Phelan, James, Hicks, Splesser, Daniels, and Watley. A strong offensive team and some defense in there as well. We've seen, you've almost got all 4 of your nice blockers in there currently. Flanagan goes in now for Daniels, and Ruff will go in there for Hicks. Ruff will be serving here, number 20. Now, Fayetteville, 2-point lead against Conway, has the serve here. Fayetteville needs to keep this lead. They're doing well at keeping a 2-point lead currently, but playing point for point will eventually force extra points if you're Fayetteville.
Yeah.
And that's the last thing you want. A nice recovery there from Conway. Conway didn't get to set up a spike. Phelan sets it to Flanagan. Nice hit there. The libero for Conway makes the recovery. A nice foul for Conway will give the point to Fayetteville. 18-15 now. Fayetteville going on a little bit of a run here. Phelan making the timeout when she needed it, making the changes that she needed. Ruff will serve again. Student section going wild for the points that they're gaining here.
And I feel like this is what Fayetteville needs to do. They need to keep adding on to this lead without making Conway come back.
Nice serve there. Nice tip over for James, trying to catch Conway off guard. Conway unable to set up a spike there. He bumps it over. Fayetteville, a nice setup right there. A strong hit for Flanagan. Another point for Fayetteville. 19-15 now. 4-point lead, 6 points for the win. Fayetteville trying to shut out this game as fast as possible. That will be a timeout for Conway. Conway's let this Fayetteville team gain some momentum on them.
Yeah.
How do you think they'll fix that?
Well, Conway obviously letting a little bit of their guard up. Each time they make a little bit of a comeback to where Fayetteville gets another lead. So I feel like Conway needs to kind of keep pressing on the gas, keep applying pressure to this Fayetteville team to kind of to make this Fayetteville team feel like they need to reset almost.
Fayetteville with a 4-point lead going out into the last couple of points of the fourth set. Conway looking a little confused in how they're going to come back from this deficit. It takes a lot to come back from a big deficit even like this. 4 points may not sound like a lot, but it is. Fayetteville will have the serve. It will be Ruff again serving for Fayetteville. Ruff again, one of the more consistent servers for Fayetteville, playtime-wise.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see if she can keep that consistency up. Fayetteville student section going wild for Ruff. Nice serve from Ruff into the middle of Conway. The libero for Conway looks a little flustered right there, unable to get the hit she wanted. Ruff makes a nice recovery. Phelan sets it up. for Spresser, who can't really get the spike. A little miscommunication there from Fayetteville. Flanagan and Spresser running into each other. A nice play from Fayetteville, waiting on Conway to make a mistake. 20-15 now. Fayetteville in the lead by 5.
And you see Fayetteville pressing more and more on the gas pedal right now to apply more and more pressure to this Conway team.
Nice serve there from Ruff. Watley went for the spike over the net and was unable to get it. Hits the net too hard. It will be Conway's point. That's the serve Conway needed. That's the mistake Conway needed. 20-16 now. Fayetteville in the lead. Number 22, Abby Masters, will be serving for Conway. Conway will be serving hopefully shortly. We don't want to wait too long. Fayetteville making some subs in. The rest finally calling her to serve. Nice serve there from Fayetteville. Flanagan with a nice recovery. Phelan going to make the set. Couldn't get there. Spresser hits it over. Unable to get the spike. A nice block there from Fayetteville. It will not go in, and it will be Conway's point. It's 20-17 now. Fayetteville fans looking on edge.
Fayetteville really kind of letting off of their pressure right now. Kind of letting Conway come back into this game.
Nice setup there from Ruff and Phelan, setting up to Flanagan. Flanagan hits it over. Conway trying to make a recovery here. Nice spike there. Didn't get over the double block, though. There's a nice spike there, but it will be out for It will be out on Conway, so it will be a point for Fayetteville, I believe.
And I don't think Coach Phelan really agrees with that call, as it looks like it hit the line.
Man, someone really needs to tell the student section this is a family show.
Yeah.
Conway will still be serving. Nice serve from Conway in the middle of the Fayetteville side. Ruff trying to make a recovery. Feeling going for the set to Flanagan. Nice spike there. It goes to the libero. Can't get the set up there. 21-18 now. Fayetteville will have the serve. Really impressive play from Fayetteville. They finally got, the ground, their feet in the ground. They finally got to set their feet, get that nice spike there from Flanagan. Spresser will now be serving for Fayetteville. We talked about how good of an all-around player she is. A nice serve there from her. Nice play from Fayetteville, capitalizing on that technical mistake from Conway. It'll be 22-18 now. 4-point lead for Fayetteville.
And here comes Fayetteville.
A timeout for Conway. It's huge for Fayetteville. Now you have a timeout and they don't. 22-18. Now if you're Conway, you're down 4. Fayetteville needs 3 points to win. What are you going to do to change the tides?
Well, as you've seen, Fayetteville applies more and more pressure, and Conway doesn't quite know how to handle it. But I feel like if Conway can really try to spot those open areas where they're getting their points and fixing those little mistakes as they have been doing, that Conway can really come back from this deficit.
Yeah, Fayetteville though, up 4, with 3 points. We talked about it earlier. If you ever have a lead that's more than the points you need to win, it's huge for you. So now, you're Fayetteville, 22-18. You've got Spresser serving, one of your consistent players. What are you doing if you're Fayetteville to keep this momentum?
Keep doing what you're doing right now. You see Flanagan and Walters applying a lot of pressure on the front side, obviously making it to where Conway can't really handle it.
Nice point for Conway there. That's one they really needed. Conway will get the serve. Conway needs to build momentum fast. If you're Fayetteville, you've got to, you can't let this Conway team go for momentum. You've got to play point for point at least to win this game. Conway needs 3 points to tie it. Fayetteville needs 3 points to win. Nice serve from Conway. It will go out. That's not something if you wanted, if you're Fayetteville. Libero of Conway making another technical mistake, some miscommunications, just simple things like that. And, you got to wonder, when do you sub her out? And I'm sure she's a solid player.
Yeah.
And a nice serve from Fayetteville, misread from Conway. It will give them another point. 24-19, Fayetteville needs 1 point to win. Conway needs 5 just to tie it and force some extra points. They cannot allow Fayetteville to score one more. They will go home against 3-1. Libero for Conway makes a nice set there, setting up the spike. A nice block from Conway. Conway trying to make a recovery. They only have 1 hit to get it over. They have to go with a bump over. They cannot go for a spike right now. They cannot risk it. Walters, nice hit over. It will go out. 24-20 now. Conway will get the serve. Fayetteville needs 1 point to win.
And Walters looking like she put a little too much power on that tap. and it was a little bit misplaced, if you ask me.
Fayetteville, 24-20. Nice recovery from Spencer. Phelan trying to get the set, but it will not go. If Walters hits it too hard, it will be another point for Conway. 24-22 now. Conway is slowly making a comeback. They know that they cannot let this Fayetteville team score anymore. Fayetteville will use their last timeout of the set. You've got 60 seconds here to tell your team what they need to do to fix if you're Conway, and you've got 60 seconds here if you're to tell like your Fayetteville team how what are you gonna do. If you're Conway, right? You need 3 points to tie and force to extra points. What are you gonna tell your team?
Well, obviously you've been going on a little bit of a run here. You need to start kind of keep doing what you're doing. Make Fayetteville think that they have to hit something really hard over, and so I feel like Conway has done a very good job of that.
Fayetteville here trying to go for the last point of their game. Flanagan with a nice hit. Conway recovers, trying to go for a spike, but they won't get it. Feeling nice block there, ruins the spike for Conway. Nice spike from Flanagan. It will give them the last point of the game, and that will be the ball game. 25-21 for the fourth and last set. It'll be 3-1 for Fayetteville. Once again, I'm your host, Braxton Moline, with my co-host.
Coleman Smith.
And we'll see you all next Tuesday, I believe, right back at Bulldog Arena.